Hi guys, Skippy here. I am trying to revive my Skippy's Thailand Budget YouTube channel, so I'm going to start again. I had tried before, but I just didn't have the time, or I didn't want to have the time. Whatever the reason was, I mean, I think I just was just living and didn't have time to do YouTube. But now I have more time on my hands, so I thought I would take the opportunity to do a few videos here to talk about uh, expats that are going to move to Thailand, and any tips or things related to budgets. The budget guy, I guess. All my friends are constantly calling me the budget guy. Okay. Uh, I moved to Thailand January 16th, 2023. Um, I moved to Pratamnak, uh, which is a little south of Central Pattaya. We're looking at Central Pattaya here. This is the area you're going to be in if you're, you know, want to have a good time. I mean, this is the main entertainment zone area. Here you see Walking Street down here, and up here Terminal 21, big mall up there. In this area is where all your bars, restaurants, good restaurants are located here. Anything you're looking for, this is where you want to go if you're looking to have any type of a good time, I would say. Not strictly limited to this area, but this is why guys come to Pattaya, I would say. Some. Um, but before I get started on budgets and where I lived and all that, I want to talk about a few things that, in my opinion, you should take care of before you come here. The first thing is a SIM card. Now, I'm going to be talking from a U.S. United States point of view here because that's where I'm from and that's what I know. I don't know if this relates to people from other countries. I would assume so. If you have any comments on that, please let me know what your experience was. But this was my experience. I purchased a Ultra Mobile PayGo SIM card. You buy these on eBay prior to moving to Thailand. Um, it's $3 a month. Again, you purchase them on eBay. You purchase the SIM card on eBay. I think it was about 15 US dollars. I don't recall. But once you get it up and going, $3 a month. You get 100 minutes of talk, 100 texts, and 100 megabytes of data. $3 a month. I run this off of Wi-Fi. The reason that I have this is, I still keep my funds, my monies in U.S. financial institutions. And I'm sure you've seen this before. You got to log on to your bank account and they want to send you an OTP code, a one-time password to verify that it's you. So, they send you this code, you enter it, and they let you into your account. Um, uh, this is something you're going to need if you have U.S. financial institutions or maybe other types of uh, institutions you deal with in the U.S. They're going to want to send you a verification code sometimes. I run this off of Wi-Fi. I have a dual SIM phone, so I have my Thai SIM card and my Ultra Mobile SIM card in my phone. I just switch it when they want to send me. I log on to say Charles Schwab, that's the bank I use, and we want to send you an OTP. I just turn on my Ultra Mobile SIM, and they send me the OTP. I enter it. I'm good. Um, now, I know some guys here that use like Google Voice or some other VoIP numbers. There's a lot of services that offer that. Um, you know, I know a few guys here that have had trouble with that. Some U.S. financial institutions, and I imagine this could be worldwide, I don't know, but they don't want to send these OTP codes to VoIP numbers like Google Voice or MyTello or all the other things that are out there now. I know guys that use those type of services and they're fine, but as soon as you hit a financial institution that doesn't like it, you're going to have to go through a whole lot of other stuff to and whether it's be getting on the phone with them at odd hours to verify it's you. Well, in my opinion, you don't want to deal with that kind of stuff. And for $3 a month, to me, it's worth it. Prior to moving here, I had Sprint, and I don't recall what the charge would be for Sprint International plan, but it wasn't $3 a month. It was a lot more. So I just canned Sprint after like the first month, and then rely on this for, yeah, I strictly use it for OTP type situations for financial institutions. So that's what it's for. It saves you a lot of hassle. You don't want to be dealing with this once you're here, but it's just a suggestion. The second thing I would get set up is Wise. This is used to transfer money from U.S. if I could say that right, U.S. financial institutions to my Thai bank. Um, I have had no problems using Wise the past 2 years, going on 3 years now. Never had an issue. Um, I think one time they asked me to re-verify my identity with my picture of my passport, something like that, but it was no problem. Um, there are a lot of guys that complain about Wise that I see on the forums on Facebook and all this. They talk about, they're closing their account. They won't let them use Wise anymore. In my opinion, those are guys that might be doing something shady, or they're trying to use Wise in a country where Wise is not supported, and they will close your account for that. In any case, this is what I use to transfer money from the US to my Thai bank, US bank to Thai bank. One thing, little tip with Wise that a lot of you probably already know, but I didn't know when I first started using it. To do a transfer with Wise, you open up Wise, you initiate the transfer. Wise goes and dips into your US bank. So it makes a transfer from your US bank to Wise. It's taking the money from US bank, bringing it into Wise. Then it does, I guess, a second transfer to your Thai bank. So there's like two transfers there. They're transferring, Wise is going to your US bank, transferring from there to Wise, and then it's doing another transfer from Wise to your Thai bank. That's the way I started doing it until I realized if I initiate the transfer from my US bank, for example, I use Charles Schwab, instead of going to Wise to do the transfer first, I go into my Charles Schwab account, initiate a money transfer from Charles Schwab to Wise. Okay. Once the money gets into Wise, it takes about a day, depending on weekends and stuff like that and holidays, but it takes about a day. Once Wise gets the money, they send you a notification. Then I go log on to Wise and transfer from Wise to my Thai bank. Now, by doing it that way, you're saving yourself a little money on fees because I believe that they're only doing one transfer. They're transferring from Wise to your Thai bank instead of dipping in. Instead of, if you start it from Wise, then Wise goes and does the transfer from your US bank to Wise, then from Wise to your Thai bank. So here we're doing it my way. You start the transfer from your US bank to Wise, wait for the money to get to Wise, and then log on to Wise and transfer to your Thai bank. What does that save you? Well, on a $2,000 transfer, um, I end up with about 100 baht more in my Thai bank because of the fees being lower, doing it that way. Now 100 baht, that's about 100 baht, right? So 100 baht, a lot of guys are going to say, well, 100 baht, I don't care about that. Well, fair enough. But for me, 100 baht in Thailand is going to buy you dinner and possibly a beer. If you're taking the baht bus, which is like one of the local transportation deals here, um, it's 10 baht a ride. That's 10 baht bus rides. I mean, to some guys that might not matter. But to me, if I can save a few bucks anywhere, I will. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a cheap Charlie. I'm always looking for the best deal. So anyway, that's a little tip. Initiate the transfer from your US bank. Don't let Wise do everything. Now, again, it takes longer. You might have to allocate 2 or 3 days for that process to happen, as opposed to just letting Wise do it. You're going to pay the extra 100 baht in fees, but usually the transfer takes within hours or sometimes even seconds. But you have the option of doing it either way. If you have any questions about this, just leave it in the comments and I'll answer that. Anyway, That's that. The next thing I'm going to recommend is Charles Schwab, and this is strictly for U.S. customers, I believe. Uh, you're probably going to need a U.S. address for this, and I don't know what people are doing for their. I maintain a U.S. address. Yeah, you can do that a number of ways. I mean, you can just not sell your house or whatever, or use a relative's address, however you do it. When you get a Schwab bank account, you're going to get a Charles Schwab Visa debit card. When you use that in Thailand, every Thai ATM is going to charge you a 220 baht ATM fee. All right. To me, that's a little expensive, depending on how many withdrawals you're doing. I mean, I would imagine you have to do at least two or three or four a month. Adds up. Charles Schwab refunds those ATM fees at the end of every month. It's a good thing. I believe they also refund foreign transaction fees. I might be wrong about that. If I am, correct me in the comments. So anyway, there's another reason you want to have this. Let's say now you got I'm sorry, you got your Thai bank set up now. So now you're not really using your Charles Schwab Visa debit card anymore. You're just transferring from Wise from Schwab to Thai Bank, and you're using your Thai Bank ATM card at this point, which is literally no fee. Sometimes, depending on what province you're in, it could be like 10 baht or something like that, but you'll find that out. Um, so, but the reason you want to maintain that Schwab, not only to have a bank account in the US, but let's say something happens to your Thai ATM card or something happens to your Thai bank account, you can't use it. You can always fall back on that Schwab Visa debit card and get your money from any Thai ATM, and they'll still at the same time be refunding your 220 baht ATM fee. To me, it's win-win. So get a Schwab account or something similar that does. I know there are other banks in the U.S. that I think do the same type of thing as far as refunding fees and things like that. So that's just a few suggestions. SIM card, get Wise set up, and get a Schwab or similar bank account that refunds ATM fees. Okay, so let's get to my story here. So we're looking at Pattaya here, right? This is central Pattaya. Um, Pattaya Walking Street starts here. Terminal 21 is up here. Um, this area is the area you're probably going to be hanging out in if you're looking to have a good time. These are where the entertainment uh, areas are in Pattaya. A lot of good restaurants here. Not to say that there aren't entertainment areas outside of this area or good restaurants outside of this area, but this is the main area, Central Pattaya, where you're probably going to want to at least visit. Up north is Naklua, which is, the North Pattaya. Uh, Down south, you have Jamtin that starts around here and goes to south. That's South Pattaya. Over here, you have East Pattaya, which they used to call the dark side because at one time, they didn't have street lights, so it was dark. So they still call it the dark side, but it's all well developed now. And I've never been there, but I've heard it's a very nice place to live. I ended up moving to Pratamnak, which is this area here. Okay, Pratamnak they call the Beverly Hills of Pattaya, which I don't know how good you have to be the Beverly Hills of Pattaya. But anyway, this is where I chose to move. I'll zoom in to where I lived, about 10 minutes from the beach. Um, so this is my condo is right here. Uh, I'm gonna have to use this to get down to the street view. So I'll show you my condo I stayed in. This building here, ugh, the reason it looks so dumpy is because any of these buildings with this orange trim, they're New Nordic is the name of the developer, New Nordic. Um, Quite a scandal from those people. You'll see these buildings all over with this orange trim. I personally would stay away from any New Nordic properties. Briefly, the story is New Nordic was a condo developer. They built all these condos on promise, like people bought off plan. So they would see the plan of the condo, give the developer money, pay for the condo, and a lot of these condos never got built, never got finished. I believe it's still going on in court because the owners of New Nordic apparently, when they realized that they were in such trouble, they went back to Norway and just left everybody holding the bag. I believe this is still going through the courts, but a lot of guys got screwed here. Personally, I wouldn't buy anything in a country I don't hold residence in or I'm not a citizen of. So, but that's, up to you. Anyway, let me get down here. This is the condo I was in, this building here. I was actually all the way in the back there, the fourth floor, I believe. Up these stairs, there's a pool there. Now, this isn't like one of your nicer condos here, but it's an older building. It's big. It was 60 square meters at least. Had a pool. The reason I chose this condo is because I was bringing my cat with me to Thailand when I retired. But unfortunately, he died before I left. So that didn't happen, but I had already made a verbal agreement with this guy and gave him a deposit of 10,000 baht. So I just went with it. I didn't, it was okay. I enjoyed it there. Pratamnak is actually, this looks a little trashy here because of these unmaintained buildings, but Pratamnak is actually a nice area. There's plenty to do. There's some entertainment here. Right here is actually a gents club, a gentleman's club called Cat Flaps. I've never been in there. I've seen photos of it. I'm somewhat familiar with the guy that owns it, and he kind of took a lot of photos as it was being built. I mean, it looks very nice inside, but I can't speak to it. Um, we're just going to go down the alley that I lived in, these little soy alleys. Um, and we'll go down to Pratamnak Soy 5, which is here. Um, down that way, there's the big entertainment area, a lot of restaurants. The ocean's also down that way. Um, so, in any case, Pratamnak, I would say it's a nice place to live. It's quiet. It's not like Central Pattaya where it's crazy town. Some guys like that. They want to live in Central Pattaya. More power to you. For me, I prefer a more quiet area that I'm close enough. If I want to go to crazy town, I can just call Bolt, get in and go. So, okay, that's that where I lived for the first year in 2023. Let's go to the budget. Okay, so my budget, if you look on this side, column B, my budget's 90,000. Uh, that might seem a lot to some people, might seem too little to some people. For me, it seems like a lot. The reason I set my first year's budget to 90,000 was because, I was making the transition from holiday mode, where I was simply going on holidays in Pattaya, to expat mode, where I'm going to be living there. And it's a big transition to make. When I was coming here on holiday, yeah, my budget was 10,000 baht per day. That might seem low to some guys, might seem high to some guys. It's all subjective, I guess. But in any case, I knew I was going to spend more than I wanted to. So I set my budget to what I thought would be a reasonable amount, which is 90,000 baht. I deducted all my projected numbers for rent, electric, and so on, so that's my 90,000 baht. On column E, I'm taking my 90,000 baht budget and deducting what I spent. So rent, that's a constant 10,000 baht per month. Electric, I budgeted 3,000 baht. And this month, February 2023, I spent 2,628 baht. Now, a couple things about this is not for electric and water. Water was included with this condo. So this is purely electric. I do use my aircon a lot. Then I was using it pretty much 24/7. Whenever I was home, I had it on. There were a few days in the high season where it gets a little cooler where I didn't run it so much. You'll see that in the future month's budget, but if I wanted it, I used it. Some guys don't use it. I have a friend from New Zealand who lived in the same building. He's just not used to using aircon. He used fans. He never used it. I think his bill was something like, I don't know, 700 baht per month. Aircon will drive your electric bill. That's probably the most expensive thing you're going to be running in your condo. Um, the other thing, when you're running a condo, first question should be, is it government electric? The reason I say that is, in this condo, I was paying 6 baht per unit for electric. The government electric rate was something between 4 and 5 baht at the time. So anything beyond that is going into anything beyond the 4 or 5 baht is going into the landlord's pocket, basically. Now, there might be a reason for that. Maybe he's saying, "Oh, I need to maintain the electric meters," because he had like personal electric meters. It could be anything. You want to pay the government electric rate. That's what you want. You want to be in a condo where you get a bill from the PEA, which is the Provincial Electric Authority. That's the electric company. You want a bill from the electric company, you pay them directly. All right, you're getting the example. Let's say you find a condo, oh, it's cheap, 5,000 baht per month. Oh, but the electric's 10 baht per month. Well, let's just say at a government rate, the electric bill is 2,000. But if you're paying a condo 10 baht per unit, now that bill's doubled to 4,000. Well, guess what? They give the PEA the 2,000 and the landlord keeps the other 2,000 in his pocket. That means your 5,000 baht per month room is actually 7,000 baht per month, or you can add on whatever you spend for electric. If you don't use electric, it's not a big deal, or you don't use aircon, it's not a big deal, but just something to be aware of. Next thing is food, toiletries, and miscellaneous. I know this is a horrible title for this, and it does change later on. What goes into this column or row is anything going out to dinner, uh, going to Big C to do a shopping trip for monthly necessities, soy food, street food, if I want to eat street food, going to 7-Eleven. Anything that I'm buying that doesn't fit into these other columns goes in here. It's not the best setup yet, but you'll see as the months progress, this spreadsheet becomes more, I don't want to say sophisticated, but it becomes more fleshed out, more user friendly. Maybe I'm not sure what the right word is. In any case, this month I had budgeted 16,999.67. Forget about the crazy numbers here because I had to make it equal 90,000 baht. That's why there's 0.67 and stuff like that. So I actually hit that month. I spent 16,992 baht on target. Next month is where the wheels fell off. Okay, I budgeted about half my budget, 45,125 baht for entertainment, because I knew I was going to be going out a lot. Well, I spent 80,708 baht that month. I guess I had a pretty good time. Um, am I proud of that? Not really, but it is what it is. So I went over heavily there. The next column is insurance and medical. At this point, I didn't have health insurance yet, so I put this in there just to any expenses like prescriptions or going to the doctor or the clinic or something like that that I needed. I budgeted 7,000 per month for that, and that's really for an insurance policy, but I just left that in there. Um, in any case, I didn't spend anything on that type of stuff, so that stayed zero. So the 7,000 would have went back into the pot, I guess. Uh, Bot bus and Bolt. All right, bot buses, which are the little pickup trucks. You probably are familiar, or maybe you're not familiar with them. They're pickup trucks, have two bench seats on them, and they're covered to keep you out of the rain. They run up all down the main streets of central Pattaya. There are a few that run to Naklua, and some go down to Jomtien, but they kind of stop after Jomtien. The main bot bus routes are in central Pattaya. It's 10 baht a ride. It's one of the best ways to get around, in my opinion, but you have to be close to a bus route. In Pratamnak, you're just not. So I use Bolt a lot. Bolt or Grab, rideshare services similar to Uber. I budgeted 1,825 baht for that, and I actually kind of hit that 1,820 baht I spent in rides. Now, I would use this if I wanted to go to Central Pattaya to meet my friends or whatever. Wherever I wanted to go, I would use a Bolt car or a Bolt motorbike taxi. You have a lot of options there. Next column is Visa. Okay, I budget 1,100 baht per month for my Visa. I'm not going to get into Visa cost too much because it can be done a lot of different ways, and there are a lot of different types of visas. Um, I will just say this. Some people like to use a Visa agent, and some people do it themselves. And it's always like I don't want to say an argument, but differences of opinion on how to do this. I mean, it's up to you. You want to use a visa agent because you don't like bureaucracy and you don't want to go to the immigration office multiple times. I mean, then use a visa agent. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, it's like 1,900 baht for the whole year plus whatever you have to pay for photos and things like that. And you just go to immigration, you do it yourself. Totally up to you. Um, and as I said, I'm on a retirement visa. Well, actually, I came in on a non-O 90-day. Well, no, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I came in on a visa exempt. I converted that, which is basically free entry, no visa. I converted. I applied for a non-O visa based on retirement. That's 90 days. Then after those 90 days ended, I got a retirement, an extension of 1 year, 12 months based on retirement. That's how it works. Now my visa is technically used because it was only for 90 days. Now I live here on a 1 year extension based on retirement, and I renew that every year. And you can do that through a visa agent or you can do it yourself. Okay, next one. Clothes. I budgeted 500 baht per month for clothes. I didn't spend anything on that. Uh, Massage haircut. I think I over budgeted for this. I budgeted 1,542 baht for massages and haircut. I think the first month I was here, that 350 baht might be a massage and a haircut. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember. I think it was. I think it was one massage and one haircut. So I probably overestimated that. Okay, the next one. Excuse me, I have to take a drink here. My mouth is dry. Okay, the next one is cleaning. This refers to condo cleaning. When I was living in the US, I had someone that came and cleaned my apartment every or condo every 2 weeks, I think. And I paid for that. And I kind of thought I was going to do that here too, but I ended up doing the bottom line is I ended up cleaning the place myself. All right. So I didn't spend anything on cleaning for the first year, paying someone to clean the condo. I just did it myself. Laundry. Okay, this one. If you're moving into a new condo, try to get one with a laundry machine, a washing machine. Most places have those like little Samsung type front loaders, which are perfect for like one person or even two people. Um, I didn't have a washing machine. Now, I could have gone to the laundromat. There was a few in Pratamac. But I didn't really want to wait around for an hour or two watching my clothes wash. So I went to a laundry service, all right? I think you're probably familiar with that. You drop your clothes off, come back the next day, you pick them up. They're folded, they're ironed, they're smelling great, but you pay for that. I mean, I was spending about 1,600. I budgeted 1,600 baht per month for that, and I ended up paying exactly that month. So that's something to consider. A washing machine is a very good thing to have when you're getting a condo or a house for that matter. I mean, you could always buy one yourself and put it in. The guy in my condo building actually did do that. He purchased he made some deal with the landlord where he purchased a washing machine and he was going to leave it there and he got a break on his rent or something. But you can do stuff like that. Internet. So internet was also included with this condo along with the water. So water and internet I did not pay for. The electric, strictly electric. Internet, zero. I did not pay for internet. Um, okay, next one. This is phone internet. Okay, I purchased an AIS SIM card for my Thai phone number, and I also purchased a 1 year unlimited internet. I think it was 4 megabyte speed um, for 1 year. Now, when I take that, I paid it one time, but if I break that up over 12 months, it comes out to 208.33 baht per month, which to me is reasonable for unlimited internet on your phone. I mean, every place has Wi-Fi here, but I wanted to have my own internet when I needed it. Now, the reason the numbers are different here, 809 baht, is when I first moved here, I didn't know what I was doing. So I ended up spending like buying minutes because I couldn't figure things out. I don't remember exactly, but it was just a matter of me figuring out how the AIS app worked and how much this is going to cost. So the first couple months, I don't remember in March, but In February, I ended up spending 809 baht for phone usage, but after I got everything figured out, it'd be 208.33 baht. So let's get to the final number here. So as you can see, I went over my 90,000 budget by 24,907 baht. Pretty significant number. I think we can attribute that to entertainment. You're probably going to see this as a common theme. As I said, my first year, I was trying to get out of holiday mode. I wasn't that successful. So the total for this month was 114,907. That's what I spent the first year. 114,907. So significantly above my 90,000 Thai baht goal by 24,907. So again, it is what it is. Uh, you know, I would just be prepared to spend more than you think, at least for your first year, till you settle in. Now, some people are very disciplined and they'll settle right down into a budget they can live on. I mean, it depends on the person here. I mean, but for in my case, when I first moved here, I knew I was going to want to have a good time. I had a few friends that were already here. I knew I'd be going out a lot, going out to dinner at Western restaurants, all that nonsense. Um, Now, my second year, just briefly, I'll talk about my second year. I dropped down to 80,000 was my goal, 80,000 baht per month. And I'm in my third year now, and I spend about 70,000 baht per month. Now, I do live in a totally different area now. I'm going to leave the other years to when we get there. But I did move around 3 different times in 3 years to different parts of Thailand. So we'll kind of go through that as we get there. But anyway, I'm going to try to do a video maybe every couple days or every 3 days till I want to get caught up to current day, and talk about what I spend now as opposed to these early years, I'll say. And then I might expand the channel a little bit to what my life is like here now. Um, so stay tuned. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you didn't like it, give it a don't like. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, don't subscribe. Um, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon.